For 30 years, the superstars of World Wrestling Entertainment have put forth an event known simply as the biggest party of the summer, with moments that have thrilled us, moments that left us speechless, moments that we will never forget, other moments we want to forget. From matches made in heaven to matches made in hell, to endings in controversy, to the rises of authority. SummerSlam has produced memorable moments over the last 30 years. And this Sunday night, the superstars of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live will converge upon the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York for the third year in a row. But this is the 30th anniversary of the biggest party of the summer. Welcome to SummerSlam. Hello, friends, and welcome to this very special edition of the Wrestling Forum. I am your ridiculously over good brother, Anthony Florio, here with you for this very special show here tonight, one of our biggest shows of the year, one we look forward to every single year. This year, no exception. As tonight, not only are we going to preview the 30th anniversary of SummerSlam, that's coming up, we're also going to preview NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3. Joined as always by my elite panel, of course, the host of the Cerebral Smack Talk, the one and only Girl MF, Michael Fletcher. We've also got the Phenom, Michael Bullock here. And we also have the First Lady of the Wrestling Forum, the Twisted Angel, Dee Woodson. So glad to have you all with us here tonight. And without any further ado, folks, let's get down to business. And we're going to start it off with NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3, which will be live tomorrow night on the WWE Network. From the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. A reloaded roster will be on full display at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. The WWE draft and post-WrestleMania call-ups had the developmental brand scrambling for talent. Then, in strode Drew McIntyre, ready to be a headline act. Aleister Black arose, making it instantly clear he was going to be a major player for NXT. And the Authors of Pain grew into their roles as bloodthirsty beasts atop the tag team division. Those bruisers will all step into the Barclays Center for tomorrow night's live special, looking to prove that they can be the foundation for the brand moving forward. Ember Moon will attempt to end Asuka's record reign. The Authors of Pain will defend their tag titles against Sanity. And Drew McIntyre has the NXT Championship in his sights. And the brand's newest acquisition may make a surprise appearance. PW Insider's Mike Johnson has reported that former Ring of Honor World Champion and someone that MF knows very, very well, Adam Cole, has signed an NXT deal. The timing is such.
No. Florio, if you're going to do it right, you do it right. Adam Cole, baby! Now you can continue.
Like I said, you know him better than any of us. The timing is such that he could show up to the Barclays Center to announce his arrival. The following is our preview of TakeOver Brooklyn 3, looking at the matches lined up, who will walk away victors, and what kind of matches fans can expect to unfold. And we're going to start it off with Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano, as he will square off against Andre Cien Almas. After his friend and tag team partner Tommaso Ciampa betrayed and attacked him in Chicago, Gargano is now a solo act. A showdown with Almas is the first major stopping point of his journey as a singles competitor. Almas, meanwhile, is in the midst of a shift in attitude. The devil-may-care playboy has grown more focused thanks to Zelina Vega, a.k.a. Thea Trinidad, at his side. This should be a solid bout from an in-ring standpoint and intriguing in terms of who WWE is more interested in pushing right now. So with that being said, I'm going to take a chance here, and I'm going to go with Johnny Wrestling to win this match. Johnny Gargano is who I'm going with in this match. Until I see Almas pick up a big-time singles victory, I cannot in good conscience go with him. So give me Johnny Wrestling in this one. So Girl MF, Michael Fletcher, come on in. Johnny Wrestling against Andre Cien Almas. Gargano's first major singles bout after the Sicilian psychopath turned on him in Chicago a few months back.
Yes, indeed, and not on top of that, for both men, this is a big moment to wrestle in Brooklyn at the Barclays SummerSlam weekend, and for Andre Iramas, he's got an ace in the hole. He's got Zelina Vega, and let me tell you, boys, and no offense, I'm a big fan of uh, Trinidad. She used to be Selena, or I could say Zarita in TNA, part of the LAX, part of LAX. And the thing is that she is the trump card. Ever since she came into NXT, she's had her eye on Andre. Now Andre is like, you know what? I want to do my own thing, and I don't need your help. But now he's starting to lean on her. He's starting to learn what he truly could be. And don't get me wrong, I got nothing but love for Johnny Wrestling, man. Johnny Gargano is one of the baddest dudes around. And let me tell you, he's one of my favorites because him and Tommaso Ciampa used to do one of my favorite things on the internet, on social media, and that was the glorious bomb on glorious himself, Bobby Roode. We're gonna get to him a little bit later tonight, though. But if you want my thoughts about this fight, I disagree with Anthony. I'm sorry. I think Almas is going to get the win. I think Vega will be an influential benefactor for him, and I think there's going to be a screwy finish. That's my feeling about it. I think she's going to tip the scales, give that little advantage to Almas to beat Johnny Gargano in this fight. As much as I know we kind of poo-poo over the fact about interference or something like this, especially on a big event like TakeOver Brooklyn is on SummerSlam weekend, we kind of say, all right, we'll let it go for like a minor pay-per-view. But when it's like a big event like this, you don't want any screwy finishes. I'm sorry. We're going to get one here. So I'm sorry. I'm going with Almas to get the win. Michael Bullock, I give it to you, my friend.
Yeah, like you said, for Gargano, this is his first match his first true match as a sole wrestler. Ever since Ciampa turned on him at NXT Takeover Chicago. And for Almas, it's basically been. Things have been going better for him since Zelina Vega has joined him. So this is the first true big decision for me here. Do I go with Anthony Florio and go with Johnny Gargano? Or do I go with Michael Fletcher and go with Andre Almas? It's tough, but I'm sorry, Fletch, but I got to go with Johnny Gargano here. I got to go with Johnny Wrestling here. Until I see something from Almas that makes me want to go with him, I just simply cannot. I think we might get a little interference from Zelina Vega, but in the end, I think Gargano is going to get that major win that first real major win as a singles competitor. So, especially on the big stage of NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. So I'm going to go with Anthony Florio, and I'm going to go with Johnny Wrestling to win this one. So with that being said, I'm going to give it to the Twisted Angel, Didi Woodson. So Didi, who are you going to go with? You're going to go with me and Florio and Johnny Gargano? Or are you going to go with Michael Fletcher and Andre Almas?
I'm going to go with Fletch on this one. because usually when you have a person outside, usually you end up do win because they end up always helping you in that capacity. And I don't see this one being any different unless they throw her out. So I'm going to agree with Fletch on this. And so I'm going to toss it back to you, Anthony.
All right. And good old MF Michael Fletcher, you're gonna start off this next one, and I think it's only fitting you start this one off because I mean I know this one has this is going to be a match of your personal vested interest. How about this one? Hideo Itami squaring off against Aleister Black. MF, it's only fitting you start this one off because I know this is one you're looking forward to more than anything.
I am very high on Aleister Black, man. Ever since he made his debut in NXT Chicago not that long ago, and even going back to WrestleMania weekend when he made his debut in Takeover Orlando, he has been raising the bar week in and week out. This guy is for real, guys. Aleister Black is a threat. And this guy is due for a major fight. And Hideo Itami, man, I mean, ever since he lost to Bobby Roode at NXT TakeOver Chicago, you've seen a more darker, more evil, more sadistic side of him. He basically turned heel, and now he's trying to pick a fight with one of the baddest dudes in NXT. Look out. This could be explosive. Get the dynamite ready because this might be a fight, a battle, a war. But at the end of the day, I gotta go Aleister Black. I love his body of work. I love what he brings to the table. Hideo Itami, I think he's definitely got to continue groom him a little more as a heel because I like what I see from Hideo Itami right now. But Aleister Black is a guy that I know he's too new and he's not ready yet. But let me tell you guys, I feel he is inches away from being called up to the main roster. And I think he should be a main roster call up very, very soon. If not, I know it's probably not going to happen now, but could I see him possibly appearing at the Royal Rumble match like Ty Dillinger did this past year? Absolutely yes. Could I see him get called up post WrestleMania? Oh, you bet your dollar I'm put my money on that. And I guarantee he will be called up after WrestleMania. So give me Aleister Black. Oh, yeah. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Oh yeah, to me this is going to be the sleeper fight of the night here, no doubt about it. I mean this Aleister Black. I'm very impressed with his body of work in NXT. He's the real deal down there, and one that nobody should take lightly. And Hideo Itami, all I can say is, we've seen, like Fletcher said, we've seen a more darker, more evil, and more sinister Hideo Itami. He was that nice guy. Well, that nice guy is out the door. And he was the one that basically picked the fight with Aleister Black when he attacked him after an NXT show. So he's showing that more evil side. So, and when you got all those combustible elements, this is a candidate for a sleeper fight of the night, no doubt about it. But at the end of the day, I have to go with Fletch and go with Aleister Black to win this one. I'm so high on this guy. Hideo Itami, I think he needs to be groomed a little more as a heel. And I think once he is really groomed, then you could really start pushing him. So, but for right now, Aleister Black is the one I think that's going to win this match. So, D.D. Whitson, I give it to you.
I agree with you guys. Not much more I'm going to say about it. So, Floyo, what's yours?
Well, Frustration has seen Hideo Itami morph into a more vicious competitor of late. He turned on his friend Cassius Ohno during a slow burn heel turn and is now intent on climbing the NXT ladder with a new, looser moral code. He faces one of NXT's hottest acts in Aleister Black. And for the most part, I definitely agree here. The Dutch Bruiser's presence, heavy-handed strikes, and technical prowess have made him a star for the brand in short time. WWE seems to recognize his potential as a top-tier anti-hero. He's undefeated in NXT. So far, taking down the likes of Bobby Fish, Cassius Ohno, and Andre Cien Almas. This bout promises to be a thriller flush with haymakers. Black and Itami are among NXT's hardest strikers, and there will be plenty of red flesh and loose teeth when this is all over. So no doubt about this one. I agree. I got Aleister Black winning this as well. And now let's move on to our championship matches. First off, for the NXT Tag Team Championship, the champions, the Authors of Pain, defending against the challenge of Sanity, a rare heel championship match. Michael Bullock, does the Authors of Pain reign of dominance continue? Or will Eric Young's Sanity faction finally taste some gold?
Boy, this is another match I'm definitely I have a lot of interest in. I mean, this NXT Tag Team title match. I mean, it's not too often that you get a heel versus heel match, but we're getting one right here. I mean, Paul Ellering's Authors of Pain have been dominant since they first came to NXT, and of course, taking the NXT Tag Team titles from DIY, and they've been riding high since then. So, but man, I mean, Sanity has been running roughshod on NXT. I mean, going after guys like Cassius Ohno, Hideo Itami, Roderick Strong. I mean, I could go through the list. But who do I have winning at the end of the day? I'm going to say this right now. The winners of this match and new NXT Tag Team Champions, Killian Dane and Alexander Wolf of Sanity. I think they will finally taste some gold, and don't be surprised to see the outside people really get involved in it. Of course, Paul Ellering on one side with the Authors of Pain, but the real factors of why I think Sanity's going to win, Eric Young and of course that crazed woman Nikki Cross, which let's just basically say she's not all there. I'll just say that right now. So basically, give me Sanity to win the NXT Tag Team titles. Twist Angel Dee Whitson, I give it to you.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one. I think Sanity will more likely pull it off and give the Authors of Pain a big upset. And yeah, look, you've got a lot of outside factors in this match. More likely, all of them will somehow interfere. We'll probably end up having some sort of a brawl going on at it. So, not much more I had to say. So, Florio, what's yours?
In a rare heel versus heel championship match, the unhinged faction that is Sanity will try to be the first to topple Akam and Rezar of the Authors of Pain. Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane will have the advantage of their stablemates Nikki Cross and Eric Young lurking at ringside. And after Sanity has suffered so many losses with 0 titles to show for it, Wolf and Dane can change the group's narrative in a big way here. This will be a major test for both teams, as the Authors of Pain have long had the benefit of top-notch opponents facing them. From the Revival to DIY, Wolf and Dane aren't that. Beyond retaining, Akam and Rezar will be out to prove WWE's faith in them as a top monster duo is justified. I'm sorry, Michael Bullock and Dee Woodson. I respectfully disagree with you. The winners and still NXT Tag Team Champions, Akam and Rezar, the Authors of Pain. No doubt about this for me. So, MF, are we going to have a tie, or is it going to be, or am I going to be the, or am I going fishing alone here?
No, I'm coming in that foxhole with you, buddy. I'm sticking with you. I think Authors of Pain are going to successfully defend the titles. I just don't look. I love Sanity. I love the group. I think they are great for NXT and everything else, but I think there's something bigger for them. And I don't see them. I just don't see it happening. I just think that with Akam and Razor, they're just too strong, too big, too powerful. The only way Sanity wins the titles is if Eric Young and Nikki Cross like vehemently interfere in this fight. You got to use strength in numbers, and to have 4-3 is definitely going to be an advantage. But I just don't see the numbers game coming, because when you got two behemoth, bona fide monsters like Akam and Rezar, that's going to be the big benefactor. I'm sorry. I'm with Anthony on this. The winners of the bout, and still NXT World Tag Team Champions, the Authors of Pain. Anthony, it's all yours.
All right. Now to the double main event. Although you can make it a triple main event if you want to count the tag team titles. For the NXT Women's Championship, the champion, the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, defending the title against Ember Moon in what could possibly be the most anticipated NXT Women's title match since Sasha Banks and Bayley had their 5-star classic 2 years ago. And it's only fitting that our First Lady of the Wrestling Forum, the Twisted Angel Didi Woodson, starts this one off. She is our women's wrestling expert after all. Not just Raw and SmackDown Live, but NXT as well. So, Didi Woodson, only fitting you start this one off. Asuka, no one's been able to touch her. Is her never-ending reign going to continue? Or is Ember Moon finally going to do the impossible here?
This is one of, these last two matches are the two that I'm mainly looking forward to on NXT. But this is definitely one of the biggest for me, seeing as Asuka has held this title for, it seems like forever. And, as much as I would love to see Ember Moon get it, I do think Asuka's going to continue this never-ending reign that she has, because she's just that good. Ember Moon, she is a very good competitor, but I just don't see her pulling it off this time around. So I'll toss it back to you.
So you got Asuka retaining, right?
Yep.
Just got a little sidetracked there. Okay. No one has been able to touch Asuka. The women's champ remains undefeated. She remains the unstoppable champion no challenger can bring down. Ember Moon offers the most convincing threat Asuka has faced, however. The Texas native is one of the best in-ring performers in NXT right now. She's a compelling, larger-than-life figure. Her ceiling is high, and she's most certainly championship material. Will she be the woman who finally dethrones Asuka? Win or lose, Moon promises to deliver one of the most thrilling matches of Asuka's reign. She can hang with the champ, whether the bout leans more toward a slugfest or an aerial affair. This has show stealer written all over it. And like I said, like I just said a moment ago, Sasha Banks and Bayley 2 years ago tore the house down and stole the show at the very first NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. There's no reason to believe these two can't do that here. But the body of work that these two have, my Lord, I mean, it's, of course, me being like the Jesse Ventura here. You know what I always say. I always say you always have to go with the champion until the champion gets beat. Asuka is currently the champion, and has held it as of right now. Tomorrow night will mark 503 days since she won the title from Bayley at NXT TakeOver Dallas. My gut tells me to go with Asuka to retain, but this is one of those rare times where I have to go against my gut, and I got to go with my heart. Michael Bullock and I, we've been going back and forth in this, during Raw chats, SmackDown Live chats, what have you. I think this is the night. The reign ends. I know I'm probably going to be the only one on the boat for this one, but I don't care. Winner and new NXT Women's Champion, Ember Moon. The streak is over, folks. All good things must come to an end. Nothing lasts forever. I think it's time. The Empress of Tomorrow finally gets her calling on the main roster. I can't think of a better time to do it than here. Show stealer. It's going to be the fight of the night, I think. I think this will be a 5-star classic. I don't know if it's going to be as good as Sasha and Bayley 2 years ago, but it's going to come oh so close. Ember Moon does the impossible, wins the title. Like I said, I know I'm probably going to be the only one who thinks this, but I don't care. MF, I know you're going to disagree with me. I know you're going to go with Didi on this one. Just elaborate if you would.
Who said I said Asuka's going to win? I got a new champion. I'm with you, Florio. Amber Moon's walking out of NXT TakeOver Brooklyn with the belt because I believe Asuka's heading to SmackDown Live. I think she's heading for the main roster. She's getting called up when she loses the belt on Saturday night. So no, I am. You read me all wrong, Anthony Florio. I don't know what you were reading or thinking, but no, I'm with you. I think Ember Moon, she came dangerously close to winning the title once before, and it took Asuka to do something cheap, something low, to downright cheat to win that fight. Ember Moon is her equal. Asuka is dominating, unbelievable, and powerful. Ember Moon is at her level. And on Saturday night, she not only will be more than at her level, she is going to defeat and take down Mount Asuka. The Empress of Tomorrow is going to be a dethroned champion when it's all said and done tomorrow night. Michael Bullock, what says you?
Well, what says me? I'm going to go... I'm actually going to go with Anthony Florio and Michael Fletcher on this one. I'm going to say Ember Moon is going to be your new NXT Women's Champion. I think her time has come. Her time to finally win the title, and like you basically mentioned, I mean, there was one time that Ember Moon came so close to winning the title, and basically Asuka had to do something cheap and something low to basically retain the NXT Women's title. I think this time around, that's not going to be the case because Ember Moon is right up Asuka's level, and I think she's definitely gonna put up a fight. Ember Moon's definitely gonna put up a fight against Asuka, and I agree. I think this is definitely gonna be the fight of the night, no doubt about it in my mind. I mean, this has been talked about. This is one that I'm sure everybody is going to have a major vested interest in. And I do agree. Once Asuka loses, she's going to get the call to the main roster, and she's going to be going to the Blue brand. She's going to be joining SmackDown Live because you've seen in some videos before, she's made some surprise appearances at SmackDown Live house shows, and that just leads you to believe that she's definitely going to be on the SmackDown Live roster. So winner and new NXT Women's Champion, Ember Moon. So Florio, let's move on to the bread and butter of the show, and that is.
And now to the main event of NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3 for the NXT Championship. The champion, glorious Bobby Roode, defending the title against Drew McIntyre, aka Drew Galloway from Impact Wrestling. You know, Drew Galloway from Impact Wrestling. You know, yes. I mean, nobody does the impersonation better than I do, but you know. But let's get into the serious business here. A cocky, flamboyant Roode has managed to keep hold of the NXT title since January when he won the title from Shinsuke Nakamura at NXT TakeOver San Antonio by taking out his opponent's weak points or simply outlasting them. After retaining the gold against Shinsuke Nakamura, Roderick Strong, and others, the former TNA star faces a hungry gladiator. McIntyre is looking to complete a major turnaround. WWE released the Scottish wrestler in 2014. After tearing it up in the United Kingdom and the U.S. independent scene, he has stormed into NXT looking stronger, more magnetic, and more fiery than ever before. He's produced a number of smash-mouth works of art at Full Sail. Roode, on the other hand, has had a number of underwhelming performances with sluggish energy. Something has to give when they meet in Brooklyn. McIntyre is poised to snatch the title from Roode and replace him as the flag bearer of the brand. Seeing him try one boot to the chin after another is going to be quite the ride. This, to me, will be my second best fight of the night. Two former TNA heavyweight champions going at it here. Of course, Bobby Roode was the longest champion in history at over 240, 250 days. Of course, Drew McIntyre, Galloway, of course, former champion in his own right. He won the title from Broken Matt Hardy, don't you know? Yes. And we'll have more on him in just a moment. But if not for the women's match, I would have said this would have been the show stealer right here. Roode has had a great run with the title since he won it in San Antonio from Nakamura. But just like with Asuka, all good things must come to an end. And I think the glorious one, soon enough, is on his way to the main roster. And I'm hopeful that he will be on Team Red. I would love to have him on Monday Night Raw. I really would. He would be such a welcome addition to the Raw roster. But we'll see what happens, though. But there's no doubt about this in my mind. I got a great feeling about this one. Winner and new NXT champion, my man, Drew McIntyre, Drew Galloway, whatever you want to call it. I see a Clayborg, and I also see a Future Shock DDT, a picture-perfect Future Shock DDT. And that will net Drew McIntyre the NXT championship. And a well-deserved NXT championship. I mean, here's a guy who was put in one of the worst gimmicks in the history of the company, the three-man dud. Heath Slater, of course, running around with Rhino, and, of course, Jinder Mahal, who's obviously the most successful of the group because he is now the modern-day Maharaja and the WWE champion. And we'll talk about him later. But right now, I think Drew McIntyre is poised to be the next face of NXT. Roode's had a great run with it, but now I think it's time for the Scotsman to take over. Winner and new NXT champion, Drew McIntyre. Drew Galloway, however you want to call it. What says UMF? Who do you got in the main event?
The man who was the future Scott. The man that was at one point named the Chosen One by one Vincent Kennedy McMahon. The man that I believe that will become the next NXT champion. And when it happens, there's going to be a party in Scotland like it's never been before. I'm with Anthony Florio. I picked Drew McIntyre to win the title on tomorrow night and become the new NXT champion. This is going to be a good match. This is going to be a great fight. This is going to be a great battle. But remember, in all NXT TakeOver Brooklyn events up that I could think of, And there's been 3 of them. I believe we've had new champions in all 3 events. I know in Brooklyn,
Nope. If you're talking Brooklyn MF, no, the first one.
All right, the first one, no.
Finn Balor.
The last time they did it, but Nakamura did win the title the last time out. So we did have a new champion crowned the last time out. And plus, I don't know what it is. It seems like whenever there's a big pay-per-view or big event or something like that, sometimes the titles do change hands. So, I mean, I'm pretty confident enough we're going to have a new NXT champion. So, just like it happened last year, I'm calling it again this year. We're going to have a new champion, guys. Drew McIntyre's walking out with the gold. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Yes, I'm going to make it 3 for 3 here. The winner and new NXT champion, Drew McIntyre. I think Bobby Roode's time as champion is up, and I do agree. I think eventually he's going to definitely be on the main roster. Maybe Monday Night Raw, or here's another thing. I mean, maybe SmackDown Live, and maybe rekindle a little bit of a rivalry with Shinsuke Nakamura. I mean, those are just certain possibilities, but we'll definitely have to wait and see. I mean, Bobby Roode has had a nice run with the NXT title since winning it back at NXT Takeover San Antonio in January, but I think his time is up, and Drew McIntyre's time is now. So, once again, winner and new NXT champion, the man from Scotland, Drew McIntyre. Dee Woodson, I give it to you.
I'm going to go with the majority here and make it unanimous. Drew McIntyre is going to walk away the new NXT champion, and yeah, Bobby Roode more likely will be moved up. So not much more I have to say about it. So let's move on.
All right, and just to clear it up, in the first NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, Finn Balor successfully defended the NXT Championship against Kevin Owens in a ladder match. And then, of course, last year, Shinsuke Nakamura became the new NXT champion, defeating Samoa Joe. So we'll see what happens this time around. So should be a hell of an event. We all agree. There's really no need to do an expectation on this because we already know it's going to deliver. So I'm sure we're probably around the 9 to 10 range, I'm sure. So because I really want to get into SummerSlam, and bear with us because we got a lot to cover here. Of course, as you know, when it comes to the 4 major events, this is the only time. Well, when it comes to kickoff show matches, we only do them if there's a major pay-per-view or if one of them happens to be a championship match. Those are the only exceptions. If there are basic matches on, B pay-per-views, nope, we don't touch those. So, but we're going to touch these. The 30th annual SummerSlam will be live this Sunday night, also from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, for the 3rd year in a row. And we start off. We have a couple of kickoff matches that we're going to start off with, and this one was just added yesterday, actually Thursday. A return match from this past Monday night on Raw. It will be Kurt Angle's son, Jason Jordan, teaming up with the Broken Hardys. Yes. And they're going to be squaring off against the Miz Taraj. Return match from Raw. Of course, we all know it was the Hardys and Jason Jordan who picked up the win this past Monday night on Raw. So I'm going to, seeing that we're now on the new pay-per-view, I'm gonna start it off here. So with that being said, added on Thursday, this match is a good way to get these guys on the show and provide some additional entertainment as fans are filing into the Barclays Center. At this point, it's worth showing up and starting to watch at 5 o'clock, as you will get 2 title matches and the Intercontinental Champion in a match with one of the best tag teams in WWE history. The recent injury to Scott Dawson of the Revival seemed to shelf the Hardys' original SummerSlam plans, making way for a last-minute switch. Seeing the Intercontinental title relegated to this usage, however, feels like a major downgrade. The Miz was simply too good in the build-up to WrestleMania to be cast off. So, I got to say it's going to be a repeat performance. I think Jason Jordan and the Hardys are going to get the win here again. So, with that being said, MF, Jason Jordan and the Hardys, the Miz Taraj, a return match from Monday Night Raw as part of the kickoff show. Return match. Do the Hardys and Jason Jordan go over again, or does the Miz Taraj get their revenge here?
No, I gotta go with the Hardys and Jason Jordan in here. I think it's a little bit of a damn shame because I thought Miz and Jason Jordan was going to have a bout at SummerSlam on the main show for the Intercontinental title, and unfortunately that's not happening, which is a little disappointing. But no, I'm with you on this one, Florio. I'm going to go with the Hardys and Jordan to win, so nothing more to say. Bullock, it's yours.
Yes, I'm gonna make it 3 for 3 here. I'm gonna go with the Hardys and Jason Jordan to beat the Miz Taraj, and yeah, it's a damn shame that they've been the Hardys and Jason Jordan, and especially the Intercontinental Champion the Miz have been moved to the kickoff show, but it is what it is. So the winners will be Jason Jordan and the Hardy Boys, and let's just say the three of them will delete those obsolete mules in the Miz Taraj.
Yes.
And of course, we'll be celebrating with some green beans for everyone. Yes.
Yes. Wonderful.
And it'll be delightful.
Yes.
Sister Dee Dee Woodson, what says you?
I would be very stupid if I did not go with Jason and the Hardys, seeing as I'm one of the biggest Hardy marks out there. And I already know that these guys are 110 times better than this so-called Miz Taraj, which I think is not only a stupid name, but just three very stupid guys. I don't care if the Miz is from Ohio or not. He gives Ohio a bad name, in my opinion. But yeah, like I said, I'd be very stupid if I don't go with that. So just move on.
And how about this, folks? We're going to have 3 kickoff show matches, and 2 of them are going to be championship matches. And this first one, return match for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. The new champion, Akira Tozawa, defends the title against the challenger and former champion, Adrian Neville. MF, we're going to start this one off with you here. We know how high you are on Adrian Neville. He had a hell of a run as Cruiserweight champion, winning at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And then the surprise switch this past Monday night on Raw in Boston. So the question is, does Neville regain the title right here? Or does the run of Tozawa continue?
This is actually a tough call. I don't even know. Going into it, I was going to say Neville regains the belt and wins it back. But with Tozawa, I mean, he's getting some momentum lately. He got a lot of momentum. He did pull off the big stunning upset. I don't think a lot of people thought that was going to happen when it did. But hey, congratulations to him. He is indeed the new champion. And now he's going in to Brooklyn and the Barclays with some major momentum in his hands. I don't know. I think this is going to be a big match. You got to keep an eye on Titus O'Neil. But he is definitely going to be the X factor in this title fight, to say the very least. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to be Akira Tozawa. I think he's going to successfully defend the title. I would be stunned if Neville gets this back, because why would you do all that to make this guy a transitional champion. It would make no sense whatsoever. WWE booking-wise, it would make no sense. Tozawa deserves the opportunity, especially if you do try to make a big run down the line, but we'll wait and see. So, yes, I'm going to call it. Give me Akira Tozawa to successfully defend the title. Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna basically I'm gonna go with Akira Tozawa to win this match and retain the Cruiserweight Championship because, like you basically said, Tozawa just won the title this past Monday night on Raw. It'd be stupid if they took the title off of him after winning it. So yeah, so there's really nothing more to say. Winner and still Cruiserweight Champion Akira Tozawa. So there's really nothing more to say. So let's just move on, Florio.
Well, I got to give my prediction first, and of course, Didi Whitson doesn't really cover the cruiserweight division. She's on a little bit of a boycott, if you will. But I'm going to make unanimous. The rise of Akira Tozawa has been impressive, and WWE fans, including myself and Michael Bullock, are buying in. Adrian Neville is so versatile and obviously ready for a return to the main roster. It's a shame that cruiserweights are relegated to only fighting those weighing 205 pounds or less, because he really should have a hybrid role. And it's time for the division to move on with fresh blood. So, with that said, the winner and still the WWE Cruiserweight Champion, Akira Tozawa, and Michael Bullock and I, we're going to have a lot of fun with this because he's staying alive, man. Ha, 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 ha. That's all there is to say on that. So, give me Akira Tozawa in that one. All right, MF. Good news here. We're finally going to move on to the SmackDown Live side of the card. I know you've been chomping at the bit for that. But Michael Bullock's going to start this one off. Our third and final kickoff show match from SmackDown Live. This will be for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship. Champions, The New Day, defending the titles against the challengers and former champions, the Usos. Of course, The New Day won the titles last month at Battleground in Philadelphia. So, Michael Bullock, we started off with you. It's only fitting because you are the biggest New Day mark. I mean, well, we all love New Day, but you do the characters better than anybody. So, does the New Day's SmackDown tag title run continue, or do the Usos somehow find a way to regain the titles?
All right. Well, I think this should be a good match for the SmackDown tag team titles, and of course the New Day won it from the Usos at the last SmackDown Live pay-per-view event, and yeah, so I mean, would it surprise me if the Usos regain the tag team titles? No, I wouldn't be, but to me, I gotta say, winners and still your SmackDown Live WWE World Tag Team Champions. Yep. Oh, come in. Oh.
When's the last time they went out?
Oh, sorry. It was around like 9.
Get everything?
Yeah.
Did you give them treats?
All right, Didi Whitson, let's get your thoughts on the tag team title match.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, I wasn't finished yet. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Like I said, they'll still be your SmackDown Live Tag Team Champs. And you want to know why, guys?
Because.
Well, actually, I'm gonna hold off on that because I'll only do it if they actually win it.
Good idea.
Yeah, I didn't think of it until right now.
Smart move, Bullock. Smart move.
Yeah, because if I did it, I probably would have put the jinx on, and it would have made me look like a fool and with egg on my face. So.
Oh, and we would definitely let you know about it on Sunday night.
And I probably would have gotten it
one
big
of us
time,
would.
So I'm just gonna hold off on that until Sunday night if they win. So I'm just gonna move on to Dee Whitson now.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go with New Day retaining. I wouldn't be surprised if the Usos won it, but I would not think that they would turn New Day into a paper champion, and let them lose it this quickly. This feud, I don't know if this feud's over or not, but I know I'm ready to see something new happen in the tag team title picture. So not much more I have to say about it. So Florio, what's yours?
Make it 3 for 3. I got the New Day successfully defending the SmackDown Tag Team Championship as well. While it's a travesty a match and feud of this caliber is on the kickoff show, it was obviously moved to give them the 20-plus minutes necessary on a jam-packed card. Provided they are given the time, this one has all the potential to be a memorable match. The extracurricular action outside the ring has also been increasingly physical in this rivalry. And yeah, I mean, you put the titles on the New Day just last month at Battleground in Philadelphia. One of the few bright spots of that show, which has been getting absolutely shredded because of how bad it was. And we probably should have noticed that beforehand. But, anywho, I got the New Day successfully defending as well. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this feud does continue. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised either if the Usos were to somehow regain the titles and keep the feud going. But we'll have to wait and see on that. But New Day successfully defends. It's going to be Biggie Langston and Xavier Woods representing the New Day with Kofi Kingston in the corner. So just for clarification. So, all right, MF. Finally, some SmackDown Live for you. The tag team titles. Are the New Day on pace for another long run like they have with the other tag belts, or are the Usos getting their back?
This is actually a tough call. Like you guys said, going into this, I kind of felt like it could go either way, no doubt about it. Could I see the Usos walking out with the titles? Absolutely. But I think New Day is going to win. I think they're going to successfully defend the titles. I think they're going to keep the belts a little while longer because I believe that one of the NXT tag teams is going to get called up. I think somebody's getting called up. I think somebody's going to show up and they're going to start playing a little rough shot going after the New Day. I think they're going to cause a little sanity, if you know what I mean. Nothing more to say. Florio, it's yours.
Wow. How do you follow that? All right. Well, now we move on to the main card of SummerSlam. And we started off, I'm sorry, this is just the way I have it on my notes here. Back to Monday Night Raw. The Big Show, one-on-one with Big Cass, with Enzo Amore hanging above the ring in a shark cage. Dee Whitson, you start this one off here. You start off the main card portion of SummerSlam here. Big Show, Big Cass, Enzo in a cage. Who you got?
Let's see. I think I had Big Cass down as winning this, but really, I'm hoping this is the last time we have this match between these guys because it's getting to that go home point. Getting tired of seeing,
You mean go away?
Yeah, it just needs to be gone. Period. Just you can only take watching Enzo get beat up so long and them making a fool of Big Show so long. I know he's been there a while and everything. He's, getting to that veterans point, but they need to stop this, just move on, get on with whatever else they have lined up for Cass, and just put it into it. I would love to see Big Show win it, but I really think Big Cass is going to win it. In fact, he'll probably attack Enzo at the end. So, Florio, it's yours.
Yeah, I got Big Cass winning as well. Here's to hoping we see more of the Good Brothers, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, in this one as potential new stablemates for the heel version of Cass. I should have mentioned that on Ridiculously Raw the other night. If they put Cass, Gallows, and Anderson together as a heel stable, I'm all for it. I mean, I absolutely loved that, and Bullock and I had so much fun with that segment the other night. But anywho, outside of that, this has not been the strongest build. Cass has already proven in multiple weeks that he can handle both Big Show and his former teammate Enzo Amore at the same time. Unless WWE is banking on a hometown pop for the New Jersey native Amore, look for Big Cass singles push to continue. And one more question. Why is this match happening? And why is WWE using the shark cage gimmick for the second time in 9 months? I don't know. Big Cass wins. MF, it's yours.
Oh, I could tell you why the shark cage is back. I could instantly tell you why the shark cage is back. That's for Enzo. That's punishment because he's got nuclear backstage heat in the back because he's being a complete and utter idiot. That's why. Enzo Amore has rubbed so many people the wrong way about his lavish lifestyle, the money that he makes from a whole bunch of backstage stuff in WWE, to him refusing about going down to 205 Live if he was offered that spot because he said that, you know, why the heck would he do that? So he's basically making himself look like a complete and utter buffoon on social media, and he's getting himself in big time trouble. Plus, they're throwing his butt in there because of the fact that he's afraid of heights. So so basically, this is a shoot punishment for Enzo Amore more than anything else. That's why they're tossing him in there. But as far as the fight goes, I'm with you. Big Cass is gonna win. He's gonna beat the Big Show in that fight. Why is this happening? I don't know why, but they like Enzo because Enzo has a lot of merchandise flying off the shelves in WWE, so you can't toss him out. You don't want to demote him to NXT, and unless you want to throw him to SmackDown Live, that's the only necessary thing I could think of. But I don't even know if any of the SmackDown guys wants Enzo at this point. So I don't know. So that's why that's happening. If you want to know what the nooks and cranny of that is, there is a theory I had. Maybe Enzo turning on Big Show, and then we have a Enzo and Big Cass reunite, but this time as heels. That's the only logical explanation I could think of. Big Cass wins. Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I'm just going to make it short and sweet. I got Big Cass winning this one as well, so I'm not going to waste any more time on this. Let's just move on, Florio.
All right, and we move on to our next match on the card. Back to SmackDown Live, and this is one that I know MF is going to have a major vested interest in. The Viper, Randy Orton, squaring off against the Bulgarian Rusev. If Orton does not put Rusev over, and after doing the job to Jinder Mahal so often, I'm not sure he's going to. I mean, what is the point of this? Rusev could be a legitimate mid-carder in WWE, but they have slogged him down with this awful gimmick and have nothing planned for him. Despite the tremendous collective talent in this match, WWE has done a poor job giving us a reason to care about who wins or why they were paired together in the first place. That's about the nicest thing that can be said at this point. This is a tough one for me a little bit, but, you know, until I see Rusev get that legitimate, you know, that big time win, I got to go with Randy Orton. I think Randy Orton wins this match. I think it's going to be a solid match, an okay match at best. But we'll see. You never know. These two could surprise and put on something really special. But for right now, I got to go with the Viper in this one. Randy Orton wins it. I don't think it's going to be an RKO out of nowhere. I think it'll be a straight up, or maybe it could be an RKO out of nowhere. I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but Randy Orton wins this match. That's all I can say. So, MF, I know this is one SmackDown Live match on the card in particular you're looking forward to. Your boy, Randy Orton, against the Bulgarian Brute. Does the Bulgarian Brute finally get that decisive win, or is it going to be just another night at the office for the Viper?
This is going to be a tough night for Randy Orton. This is going to be a tough fight because, of course, as everybody knows, Rusev got RKO'd in Providence on Tuesday night on SmackDown Live, and normally Booking 101 gives Rusev the win. But this has been an eye for an eye type of thing. 1 week, Orton pulled something on Rusev. The next thing, Rusev nailed Orton. Orton came right back, nailed him again with an RKO. Maybe this is Rusev's night. You don't know how that will play out. But this is going to be an interesting fight because these are actually two good workers. If you give them the time, the quality time to work together, this could end up being a very good match. So at the end of the day, I'm going to go with Randy Orton. Would I be stunned if Rusev wins? No, I would not be stunned. If Rusev does win, Viper. An angry, cerebral Viper, if you know what I mean. Don't worry, I'm not going to rant or anything else, but I probably would be a little bit stewing a little bit on my recap on Sunday night. That's all I'm going to say about that. Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Randy Orton as well. Rusev has basically been a mid-card. And until I see something that makes me think that that Rusev is going to go over in this one, I just don't see it happening. I think Randy Orton is going to this should be a good match, no doubt about it, but Randy Orton in the end is going to reign supreme, and I think it's going to be an RKO out of nowhere. So the winner of the match is the Viper, Randy Orton. And yes, as you can see, I am doing the pose like I did Tuesday night when me and Fletch were at SmackDown Live. And of course, Fletcher was, of course, doing it too. I can't forget about that. So nothing else to say. Dee Dee Woodson, I give it to you.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Orton. Wouldn't be surprised if Rusev, cheats his way to win, but I really think Randy's going to come out with the RKO from hell to really pull it over for a win. So not much more I have to say about it. So I toss it to Florio.
Alrighty. Next up, we're staying on SmackDown Live, as this will be for the SmackDown Live LED Women's Championship, as I personally call it. The champion Naomi defending the title against the challenger, the challenge of the Queen of the Black Hearts, Natalya. MF, this is it, man. Your brand's women's championship. Of course, Naomi won the title back at WrestleMania.
Yep.
Are we going to continue to feel the glow? Is she going to snatch Natalya bald, or is Natalya, after well over 6 years, finally going to get her long overdue moment in the sun? Or could there be a potential wink wink cash in?
All right. There's going to be a lot to talk about in this fight. All right. First off, this could be I hope this gets the necessary time. I thought what Natalya did against Becky Lynch was very good, very impressive on Tuesday night. However, I want to see a little more. I hope they give them at least 7 to 10 minutes. I would like to see a little more than that, but 7 to 10 would be nice. I would not poo-poo over that. I think Naomi is poised to win. I think she will successfully defend the title over Natalya. However, I do believe the Money in the Bank is coming in play. And not only do I think it's going to be in play, I think when it's all said and done, and I know I'm probably going to get a lot of boos, a lot of hisses, and maybe even a threat of getting taken back to the woodshed. But I got to call it. I think Carmella is winning the title on Sunday night. I think it's her time. I think she will bank on the right moment. And unlike what we saw on Tuesday night, it's going to be a successful Money in the Bank contract cash-in. Naomi wins the match. She'll successfully defend the title over Natalya. The Money in the Bank is cashed in, and thanks to that dweeb, that troll, James Ellsworth, the winner of the bout, and new SmackDown Women's Champion, the Princess of Staten Island, will now become the Queen of SmackDown Live. Carmella is your new champion. Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Yes, I think this should be a good match as well, and I do agree. I think that the 7 to 10 minute range, I think, could be good enough for these two. I think. I mean, I really want to see Natalya win it. I mean, she deserves it after what she's been through for the last 6 years. But I think this is her time. I mean, well, I want this to be her time, but I don't think it will be. So the winner, and still, well, at the moment, you're SmackDown Women's Champion, Naomi, but going to be a cash-in, and it's going to be a successful one. Carmella will cash it in, and with the help of that stupid little dink that I cannot stand, James Ellsworth, Carmella's going to take advantage of it, and she's going to win the SmackDown Women's Championship. I know I'm probably going to get some heat and also get thrown to the woodshed by Dee Woodson, because if you haven't tuned into the Cerebral Smack Talk times before, has made no bones about it. She does not like Carmella. She especially doesn't like James Ellsworth as well. And I think seeing her with the SmackDown Women's title would rub Dee Woodson the wrong way. But I like Jesse the Body Ventura would say, I gotta be the man who tells it like it is, and I gotta call it the way I see it. Winner and new SmackDown Women's Champion, the Princess of Staten Island, Carmella. Dee Woodson, it's yours, and I know. Go ahead and say that we're gonna get thrown to the woodshed.
Oh, the name makes me want to throw up. Oh, no, I don't like Carmella. No, I don't want to see her with the title. Ugh. If she cashes in successfully, don't be surprised if you hear me go off, because I cannot stand the woman. I don't think she's a good wrestler, just because of the fact that she does use the little weasel as her tool. As for the match, yeah, I'm going to go with Naomi winning it. And I'm not going to comment on the Money in the Bank thing, because that's going to cause me to go off majorly. So no comment on that. So Florio, it's yours.
It really is the perfect situation for Carmella to cash in for a victory. But now I think it seems too obvious. And WWE would have no more Money in the Bank briefcase holders just a couple months after the event. I hate to say this, but I love Naomi, don't get me wrong, but WWE has done an awful job booking Naomi's championship run with multi-woman #1 contender matches and pushing Lana, of all people, as her only competitor for no reason. There will be a title change, though. I think Natalya has paid her dues. I think she's suffered long enough. And I think we need some parity in the SmackDown Live women's division. Naomi, you've had a good run. You've held it for 4.5 months. I love you, darling, but I'm sorry. I gotta go with Natalya. I think Natalya's gonna walk out with the title. I think they're gonna want to keep the briefcase on Carmella a little longer. I wouldn't be surprised if she cashes in. I was initially gonna go with that as well, but we always think one thing is so obvious, so crystal clear, so predictable, and then the next minute, WWE likes to pull the rug out from under us and throw us a curveball, and I could see that happening here. So, if I'm wrong, hey, I'm wrong. I don't care. So, I think Natalya deserves it more than anybody. She's been through the ringer. I mean, they had that god awful gimmick with her a few years ago. I'm not even going to comment on that. You know where I'm going with it, but I'm not going to get into it. So, and after everything she's been through recently, 6 long years since she was that Divas champion when she won it at the 2010 Survivor Series in that handicap match against Michelle McCool and Layla. And then a couple months later, they had her lose it at the Royal Rumble so they could get Eve Torres over. And she hasn't had a sniff of the title since. And I think the SmackDown Women's Division could do some good, could do a little better if Natalya holds the title. I think Natalya as a heel women's champion could make for a lot of fun in the women's division, especially if a certain Empress of Tomorrow is on her way to that division. Could you imagine a Natalya and Asuka feud down the line for that title? Woo-wee! That's going to be a lot of fun. So, just some food for thought. Winner and new SmackDown Live Women's Champion, it's going to be Natalya. Now we move on to another SmackDown Live match. And what a matchup this is going to be. Especially after what we saw the other night, right here in Providence. John Cena, one-on-one with the Lone Wolf, Baron Corbin. I believe it is Michael Bullock who starts off on this one. So, Michael Bullock, John Cena, Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin, you and MF saw it firsthand this past Tuesday night. Baron Corbin, only the third man to fail to win the title after a Money in the Bank cash-in. He's out for blood against John Cena. Does he get it?
Oof, this is going to be a tough one to call here. I mean, yes. I mean, after the events that we saw on Tuesday night, Baron Corbin's going to be out for blood, and this match has now become more personal because of that. And yeah, I mean, part of me is wanting me to go with John Cena. The other one is going to go. The other part of me wants me to go with Baron Corbin because of the revenge factor. This is not easy, but you know what? I think to me, I'm going to say John Cena wins the match, but I think it's going to be by disqualification. I think Baron Corbin's going to be in such a foul mood. He's going to be out for blood, and he's going to be attacking him so much that he doesn't care about what the referee does, and he's basically going to disqualify Baron Corbin because of that. So, winner by disqualification is John Cena, but the beatdown is obviously going to continue even after the match. Baron Corbin will distribute. So, John Cena wins by disqualification. Woods, and I give it to you.
I agree. This is very hard to call. I can almost see a brawl starting even before they get to the ring. Maybe Cena coming down to the ring and Corbin attacking from behind, which WWE is notorious for. For me, if Cena wins, I agree it would have to be under a DQ finish. Otherwise, I'd have to go with Corbin winning it because he's just right now he's just really a big old hothead because of what just happened, and that's giving him more fuel to be more ruthless than what he already is. I mean, he's pretty much the SmackDown bully anyway, so so I'm gonna pretty much kind of agree with Bullock here and say Cena wins with a DQ, but I would not be surprised if they go ahead and let Corbin win, just because of that. If we even have a match, because like I said, I think this is going to turn into an all-out brawl, either before the match starts, and it's definitely going to continue after the match ends, if there's even a match. So I'm going to toss it over to Florio now.
Some believe that Baron Corbin's failed cash in on SmackDown Live will result in a win over Cena at SummerSlam to help him get heat back. Nope, that's not how I see it. I think WWE realized it made a mistake giving the briefcase to a guy who is just okay in the ring and absolutely awful on the mic. Corbin is not ready for the WWE title anytime soon. Maybe the United States Heavyweight Championship, but certainly not the WWE Championship. John Cena's not going anywhere at the moment. There's no reason to give Corbin this victory unless you're going to extend their feud one more month because you have nothing better to do with either guy. So, yeah, there was some much-needed buzz added to this match when Cena's distraction played a role in preventing Corbin from successfully cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase this past Tuesday at the Dunkin' Providence on SmackDown Live. Some expect an angry Corbin to seek revenge in a big way and look for this match to serve as a litmus test for the future of the Lone Wolf. If WWE still has huge plans for him, anything but a victory here doesn't make sense. But I'm sorry. I think WWE made a mistake here. I think they realized it, and that's why they buried him. So, and I think they're going to further bury him even more. So, winner of this match for me, it's not going to be a disqualification. I think it's going to be a straight-up win. John Cena gets it. So, MF, are we going unanimous, or are you going to be a lone wolf? No pun intended.
No, I'm going with Cena. The reason why I do is, for one, WWE's lost faith in Baron Corbin. The minute they gave him the Money in the Bank, they realized, oh my God, we made a horrific mistake. The reason why we saw what we saw is because Corbin's got some major league backstage heat on him. What happened is he got into it with Dave Meltzer, who is notorious, famous, and a really big name. Plus, there was some very anti-American stuff that was on social media as well. That was on Corbin's social media that kind of rubbed WWE the wrong way. And, of course, there's been some comments that Corbin has made to fans on social media that has rubbed WWE the wrong way. So, because of his immaturity is why he lost the Money in the Bank. And what we saw on Tuesday night was not an accident. That was not even a mistake. They deliberately cost him the Money in the Bank. Now, could that be a wake-up call to fire him up to, breathe? Maybe. But it's going to be very telling to see what happens on Sunday night. If Corbin has a good performance and loses because of it, because of a good performance, then we can say, okay, maybe there's still a shot. However, if he gets buried, like I think he is, Welcome to obscurity, Baron Corbin. Nothing more to say. Cena wins. Florio, it's yours.
All right, now we can finally move back to the Monday Night Raw side of things. And what a matchup we're going to have here. A return match from this past Monday night on Raw in Boston. We got the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt, one-on-one with the Demon King, Finn Balor. Edie Woodson, who you got?
Who else? The Demon King, of course. Bray Wyatt has basically pushed so hard that he finally has brought this inner demon of Finn's out. And for me, personally, I love seeing Finn Balor as the demon. I love the paint job. I just love how he wrestles, because it's a completely different style from Finn Balor himself, and it's like the little switch inside Finn just switches on, and he goes from being Finn Balor to Demon Balor, and I like the character very, very well, and this is going to be, I think, a very, very good fight. Bray Wyatt is a very tough competitor. He knows what he's doing out there, and he knows how to push buttons on people to get them to do what he wants. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to go with Finn Balor on this one, because I think he has basically pretty much had enough of the Eater of Worlds. So, Floyo, I'm going to toss it over to you.
I 100% agree with you, Didi Woodson. I got Finn Balor winning as well. I mean, this match is actually being billed as the Demon Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt, which is strange because I guess they dropped King from the nickname and have completely ignored the gimmick since his return from injury, the night after WrestleMania. There is a surplus of singles talent on Raw, but Wyatt has actually won plenty recently, which I believe was done to set up a loss that will not hurt him in the least for a change. You can't have Balor put on the demon gimmick and lose. Period. End of quotation. End of statement. Finn Balor wins. MF, your thoughts?
Okay, I guess that's my cue. I'm going with Finn Balor as well. I totally agree with it. The bloodbath on Monday triggered Balor so bad that it caused it took him to that dark light. I said it once, I said it again. Bray Wyatt, be careful what you wish for because you're gonna get it. You got it now. You poked the bear. You did something that you probably should not have done, and you did something really stupid, and you're gonna pay dearly, maybe with your head on a silver platter, because what Michael Bullock is showing is what you're gonna get on Sunday night. Mike Bullock, go ahead. Wax poetic, my friend. It's yours.
All right. You guys see it right there. That's who I'm going with to win this match. The Demon King, Finn Balor. I mean, Bray Wyatt I don't know what the heck he was thinking. I mean, to give a bloodbath to someone that has an inner demon inside them, big mistake on his part. And now he may have to pay for it with having to face the Demon King himself, Finn Balor. And when he goes into that Demon King mode, there's no stopping him. So the winner the Demon King, Finn Balor. Nothing else to say. Florio, let's move on.
And we are going to move on to a match that I personally think can steal the show. For the Raw Tag Team Championship, the champions, Sheamus and Cesaro, defending the title against the newly reunited former Shield brothers, the Lunatic Fringe, Dean Ambrose, and the Kingslayer, Seth Rollins. Sheamus and Cesaro are a great tag team and have done a tremendous job as the champions since they won the titles from the Hardys back at Extreme Rules in the cage. But it's time for a change. The Ambrose-Rollins duo is red hot, and unless WWE is going to pull a fast one and have Ambrose turn on Rollins immediately here, which Derek Ferreira actually had the cojones to say in his predictions on Facebook, which I think would personally be a mistake and not draw nearly the heat a longer-term tag team would, I think we're going to have new champions here. There is money in a rematch, and there are too many heel tag teams on the Raw roster at this point. I think there's more money in a full Shield reunion. Expect an extended reign and an eventual split. I mean, just the tease of this partial Shield reunion has consistently produced gigantic pops, one each and every Raw episode throughout the build, culminating in that huge pop in Boston Monday night when they finally fist bumped. There is no reason not to give the people what they want, with a tag team title victory to pair with this. While a long-term breakup feels all but guaranteed, let's just enjoy the ride for now. In a match that I think has the potential to steal the show because of the talent involved and because of the volatile nature of this bout, the winners and new Raw Tag Team Champions, the Lunatic Fringe and the Kingslayer. MF, I think this one has the potential to steal the show. What do you think?
You know what? I gotta go with you on this one, Florio. I believe you're absolutely right. I do believe that we're gonna have new tag team champions. I do believe that this is gonna be the moment where, yes, I do believe uh the Kingslayer, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose is gonna win the title, and I got nothing bad to say about it. I think you're absolutely right. I think what you did is correct in the hindsight, and no, I got nothing bad to say. So no, you're right. Michael Bullock, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna go with the Kingslayer and the Lunatic Fringe to walk out of SummerSlam as the new Raw Tag Team Champions. So there's really nothing more to say. You guys pretty much touched on it. And as a matter of fact, in the predictions for Derek Ferreira that he gave, he actually is the only one that's going with Sheamus and Cesaro to retain the tag team titles. Ambrose is going to turn on Rollins. So whether that happens or not, that remains to be seen. So nothing else to say. Dee Dee Whitson, I give it to you.
I'm going with majority here. I'm going with Seth and Dean to walk away as the new Raw Tag Team Champions. Yeah, I think we've had enough of Sheamus and Cesaro as a tag team. So not much more I have to say. So Florio, it's yours.
And we are going to move on to another championship match. And as a matter of fact, I believe every match from here on out is a championship match. Yes, it is. Oh, championships galore. And we're going to continue this championship party with the Raw Women's Championship. The champion, Alexa Bliss, defending the title against the challenger. Well, at first, it was originally supposed to be against Bayley, but Bayley injured her shoulder severely during a match with Nia Jax a few weeks back on Raw. So we had a series of matches, and when all was said and done, the new number one contender, it is the boss, Sasha Banks. So it'll be Alexa Bliss, Little Miss Bliss, 5 Feet of Fury, the former crown jewel of SmackDown Live, defending the title against the boss and former multi-time Raw Women's Champion Sasha Banks. It's only fitting MF starts this one off because we all know Alexa Bliss was the crown jewel of his show SmackDown Live. And of course, MF is also a huge fan of Sasha Banks. So MF, I know you're a SmackDown Live guy, and I respect that, but I can't help but think this is one Raw match you're going to have a particular vested interest in.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, especially it's the women's title fight, and I think we all can agree Raw has gotten a lot better when it comes to the women's division than it was about a few months ago, because I think we all could say a few months ago SmackDown was wiping the floor with Monday Night Raw. But no, and all of a sudden everything started to get back to form, and this was the rivalry that kind of put Raw back on the map. Sasha versus Alexa, and the match was good. It was a good fight, solid match. I think the ending was a little spotty, a little shaky. I think a lot of people were not so happy with it, including myself. But, you know, to think about it, originally this was supposed to be Bayley versus Alexa. But Bayley dislocated her shoulder after a fight with Nia Jax, and now we got this match. And, you know, at the end of the day, some people were saying that they think that Sasha is going to win the belt and become the new Raw Women's Champion, which is, you know, it would be fine. It would be dandy, but a lot of people would not be too thrilled with that as well, because it would be like, come on, you know, I think you're catering a little too much to the quote unquote four horsewomen, which is Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, and Bayley. So with Alexa being the quote unquote, well, all right, I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to get myself in trouble with Dee Dee. I might say it Sunday night if she wins. If Alexa wins the belt, then I don't give a damn. I will say that name that Dee Dee refuses for me to say. Only if she wins. Only if she wins. If she wins it, then she deserves the right to be called that name. But I will say that when it's all said and done, Alexa Bliss, the 5 Feet of Fury, Anthony Florio's future ex-wife, and the Queen of Raw will remain the Raw Women's Champion. Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Yeah, I think this should be a good match. And the thing is, like you just mentioned, I mean the Raw women's division has basically gotten better since Alexa Bliss was brought to Raw via the Superstar shakeup. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Sasha Banks ends up winning and becoming the Raw Women's Champion again, but Alexa Bliss is just on a roll right now and sense to take the title off of her. So winner and still your Raw Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss. Dee Dee Woodson, I give it to you.
Fletch, I'll disown you if you dare call her that. Ugh. I mean it, boy. Oh, man. No, I'm going to go ahead and go with majority here and say Alexa's going to win it, but I would not be surprised if Sasha does, because it has been a while. And I don't know, it's just, you know, my gut wants to go with Sasha on this, but I'm going to go with majority and say Alexa Bliss. So But yeah, Fletch, watch your P's and Q's because you could be 2 for 2 on a rant Sunday night if Carmella cashes in and then you do that. So I would watch it, boy. Florio, it's yours.
Oh boy, howdy. I'm kind of hoping for this. I mean, I would love to see this happen. I mean, oh my goodness, just
please, I don't want to see it.
You really want me to go there, Florio? You really want me to tempt fate on this one?
Hey, like Eric.
Oh, I don't want to see it either.
Oh,
I don't want to see it either.
No, honestly, fellas, I don't care about authority or pissing people off. I have done that a number of times, and she knows I've gotten on her bad side on more than one occasion.
Oh yeah,
and the thing is, if you remember a couple of weeks ago, she threatened to put me through the woodshed, fellas.
Yes, sir.
Go out behind the woodshed with my checker apron and smack you a couple of times.
I'll say it like this. I'll say it like this. Me being the Jesse the Body Ventura and MF being the Gorilla Monsoon. It's kind of this. I'm kind of in a sick thrill position. I'm kind of hoping for a cheap thrill here. That's what I'm looking. That's what I'm getting at. So, just from that standpoint, that's what that is. So that's why I had to, be that little Jesse Ventura kind of guy right there, saying, "Yeah, it's about time that good old MF finally gets what he has coming to him." But that's just my little Jesse Ventura character. But getting back to the serious business at hand here, I know the safe pick is for Alexa Bliss to win the title, but I'm going to be honest with you. The shoulder injury to Bayley kind of turned out to be a blessing in disguise for WWE. Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks, the two best women on the Raw brand, simply belong together on a showcase this large. And this match also offers WWE a chance to finally give the boss the kind of serious push she received in NXT, but has only flirted with on the main roster. I think it's time for Banks to get her time in the sun with the title and the spotlight to herself without Charlotte Flair around. There are good feuds to be had, not just with Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, Emma, etc., etc. So I'm going off the grid here, folks, and I am going to say the winner and new Raw Women's Champion. I'm going to go for it. I'm going with the boss, Sasha Banks. I got a good feeling about this one. So if Alexa wins, I wouldn't be surprised at all. But I got a feeling about Sasha here. So that's all I can say on that. So I believe everybody's had their piece here. So all right. Now let's really have some fun here. SmackDown Live for the United States Heavyweight Championship. The champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles, defends the title against challenger and former multi-time U.S. Heavyweight Champion, the new face of America, Kevin Owens. Special guest referee, none other than the commissioner of SmackDown Live. As our friend Luigi PS3 likes to call him, the Silver Fox, Shane O'Mac, Shane McMahon. I believe it is Michael Bullock who starts this one off. So, Michael Bullock, AJ Styles, United States Heavyweight Championship, Shane O'Mac, the referee. Oh boy, who you got?
As far as this match goes, I think this should be another good match. But I think the wild card in the match is the special guest referee, the SmackDown Live commissioner, Shane McMahon, because he said Tuesday night on SmackDown, he said that if any one of them crossed the line or if they pushed around, he was going to push back. So. Yeah, so this ought to be very interesting to see how it all plays out. But yeah, I mean, of course, AJ Styles first won the title from Kevin Owens at that house show in Madison Square Garden, and then Kevin Owens won the title back. Then AJ Styles won it back. I mean, this is basically sort of like hot potato, but I think this time around, AJ Styles is going to hold on to that United States Heavyweight Championship. So, winner and still United States Heavyweight Champion, phenomenal, AJ Styles. Dee Woodson, I give it to you.
Yeah, I'm going with AJ Styles. I don't see why he would lose it to Owens. And I don't see Shane McMahon screwing AJ Styles in this. I can see maybe one of the two guys beating up on Shane afterwards, or Shane maybe getting hit during the match. But in the end, I do think AJ is going to come out on top and retain the title over Kevin Owens. So not much more I have to say about it. So toss over Florio.
Yep. I'm gonna continue on here. I got AJ Styles winning as well. The quality of these two performers alone gives this potential to eclipse a 4-star rating with ease. But adding Shane McMahon as referee just makes it feel that much more important and special. In the end, Styles deserves to be the one retaining his belt, regardless of whether this match produces further heat between Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon. While Owens is great, his time as U.S. Heavyweight Champion has run its course. The gimmick grew stale rather quickly, and he is so versatile that he does not need a title to get over. We have been screwed out of the Styles-Owens match we've wanted to this point, but SummerSlam is an opportunity for them to get it right while setting the stage for a future Owens-Shane O'Mac money match, maybe possibly at Survivor Series in 3 months in Houston. Again, food for thought. Winner and still United States Heavyweight Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles. Make it unanimous, MF?
Yeah, I'll make it unanimous. AJ Styles should successfully defend the title. I had a feel like going into it, I was a little nervous about it because of what happened to Shane a couple of weeks ago. But once Kevin Owens hit him with that super kick on Shane, that kind of canceled each other out. So now it's just, you got to be careful, Shane. Just, there's going to be a moment where you might get a little physical. Just be careful what you do, all right? So that's all I'm going to say. Hopefully, Shane is not like completely involved in it at the end. I want to still see these two guys work because they're amazing in the ring. So at the end of the day, I want to see a good fight. I want to see a good battle. I just hope it's not a screwy finish. That's all I'm hoping for. If we get a finish, I want it 1, 2, 3. If there is some moments where it could get a little out there, then let it be. But I just don't want to see anything else. So that's it. All right. Florio, it's yours.
Double main event time. We're going to move on to the main event of both shows. And we're going to start it off with the main event of SmackDown Live. The SmackDown Live side of the card for SummerSlam. Their main event for the WWE Championship. The champion, the modern-day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal, along with the Singh brothers, defending the title against the king of the strong style, the artist known as Shinsuke Nakamura. Dee Woodson, you get to lead off the SmackDown Live main event of SummerSlam. Does the modern-day Maharaja's run continue, or is it going to be the start of the Nakamura dynasty?
Oh, this is another one that's hard to call. And one of the things that makes it hard to call is the fact that Jinder cannot win a match without having assistance. And we know the Singh brothers will be out at ringside. But at the same time, Nakamura, is an individual that you can't hold down. I mean, he's full of nothing but surprises. And I'm personally, I think Nakamura is going to walk away with the title, and we're going to start the Nakamura dynasty here. I have a feeling that the Singh brothers will probably end up being tossed out of the match. So, yeah, I think it's time we end the Jinder Mahal reign. We already know he's bad on the mic. The only reason he's had the title all this time is for them to impress his home country. So let's put the Jinder Mahal era to bed, and let's start with a new era, new dynasty, and let's just let it ride out for the rest of the year. And I have a feeling, we're going to see some good things if they do go ahead and put the title on Nakamura. I definitely think he would be a lot better champion than what we've had in Jinder. So, Florio, I'm going to toss it over to you.
He's only been on the job 4.5 months. I mean, he debuted the night after the SmackDown Live after WrestleMania. Brought a tear to MF's eye. Well, MF, you're going to be crying yourself a river of happy tears, my friend, because I agree with Sister Woodson. No question about this. Conventional wisdom would have Jinder Mahal retaining the title as WWE is set for a tour of India soon. Again, I say, nope, not how I see it. You heard me on the show recently say, I read a dirt sheet saying that WWE has not been too thrilled about Mahal's run as champion. And they're strongly considering putting the title on Nakamura. I honestly thought they were going to save that for WrestleMania in the dream match with AJ Styles, but I think we're going to get it a good 8 months or so sooner. Why wait for New Orleans? Let's do it in Brooklyn, folks. It would be rather difficult to imagine WWE elevating Shinsuke Nakamura to this level so quickly, only to have him lose the biggest match of his career to a perennial jobber in Mahal. Rather, I think Nakamura gets the win and a massive, massive pop from the Brooklyn crowd, only to lose the title back to Mahal in a rematch while WWE tours in India. Oh, scenario, dropped it. Nakamura losing overseas, particularly with Mahal getting help from the great Khali again, would not hurt him one bit back here. It would also reaffirm Mahal as a champion, despite him not deserving it. So with that being said, winner and new WWE champion, the king of the strong style, and the artist, known as Shinsuke Nakamura. And it's going to make MF cry himself a river of happy tears. Ain't I right, MF, as we get your thoughts on your brand's main event?
It don't get no bigger than this, guys. It's the most prestigious title in our industry. And now it could become, Jinder Mahal has been a very good champion. Not great. And he hasn't been bad either. He's been good. But if he should some way, somehow get this done and win the title, Nakamura, it will be the greatest moment in professional wrestling history. And he would be, actually a very few men has ever done this. Become not only the WWE champion, but also an IWGP heavyweight champion. He would become the 5th man in history to pull this feat off. Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, AJ Styles, and I believe there's one other guy who's actually been IWGP and WWE World Champion. I gotta go in, I gotta check it. Nakamura, actually no. Nakamura would be the 4th man. Actually, no, Balor doesn't count because Balor was, he was Universal Champion, but he never was the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. He was Junior Heavyweight Champion, so no, that doesn't count. Okay, so it's not 5, it's 4. I was thinking Balor. No, that doesn't count. He would be the 4th man who's ever held the IWGP Heavyweight title and the WWE title in his career. So it would be, without a doubt, the crowning achievement for Japan, because as many of you guys know, the last time we had a Japanese WWE champion, you gotta go all the way back to 1993 and Yokozuna to be WWE champion from the land of the rising sun. So there's some big history coming in that moment if it happens. Now, of course, the Singh brothers will do whatever they can do. We saw how influential they are in a match. I mean, look at what the heck they were trying to do to John Cena. And I think Michael Bullock said it best once Mike Chioda caught him for the 3rd time. Get out of there! So we'll wait and see what happens. But yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura, new WWE champion. Mike Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I gotta say the same thing. I think Shinsuke Nakamura is gonna get it done, and he is gonna become the new WWE champion. Yeah, I think you're gonna probably see some interference from the Singh brothers, where it'll eventually lead them to getting tossed out. And I agree. I mean, Jinder Mahal has been a good WWE champion, not great. I think his time is up, and Shinsuke Nakamura's time is now. So, winner and new WWE champion, the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura. Nothing else to say except Florio. It's time to move on to the final match, the Fatal 4-Way for the Universal Championship.
Not only is this the main event of the Monday Night Raw side of the card, but I think this is the match that's ultimately going to be the main event of SummerSlam. Fatal 4-Way match for the WWE Universal Championship. Champion Brock Lesnar defending the title against the big dog, Roman Reigns, the monster among men, Braun Strowman, and the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe. We have a caveat. If Brock Lesnar loses the Universal Championship, Lesnar and Paul Heyman are gone. Excuse me. Well, a lot of rumors going around. Of course, we all remember it was the last UFC event where John Bones Jones called out Brock Lesnar and started a major firestorm. A lot of people are thinking Brock Lesnar is going to leave the WWE and go back to UFC in order to get that big money match against John Bones Jones. I mean, in a summer that's going to be full of mega fights, I mean, we're a week away from Conor McGregor against Floyd Mayweather. And then a few weeks after that, in the world of boxing, we're going to have Triple G Gennady Golovkin against Canelo Alvarez. And we're going to have big previews of both of those fights right here on the Zone 25. No doubt about it. Could John Bones Jones and Brock Lesnar be next? If Lesnar loses this match, it's very possible. Conventional wisdom is saying that Brock Lesnar is going to retain the title here. I mean, because of that stipulation, there is a part of me that thinks he's going to do that. My gut is telling me to go with Lesnar. But in all honesty, I'm going to be real honest. Who do I want to? I'm going to tell you who I want to win this match. I want Braun Strowman to win this match. No, let me correct that. Michael Bullock and I both want the monster among men to walk out the new Universal Champion. And if that happens, get ready for the biggest roar of all time. Not just from me, but Bullock as well. That's what we're going to do. I'm putting it out there. Sunday night, if Strowman wins the title, get ready for the biggest roar from myself and Michael Bullock. No doubt about it. But I sadly don't think that's going to happen. I would love for it to happen. He damn sure deserves it, especially with the way they've been building him lately, and with how much the crowd has gotten behind him. There's no doubt about it. In my honest opinion, if it was me, I'd draft Strowman, honestly. But you got Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, former NXT champion. He's more than capable of being the Universal Champion. Of course, there's still Roman Reigns. God forbid Roman Reigns wins this thing. I can see the signs now. If Roman wins, we riot. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a riot should the big dog walk out as the Universal Champion. When we get to Michael Bullock's got a huge scenario that he dropped on me just before we started the show here tonight. And if it's true, what Bullock told me, oh boy, that's all I'm going to say. So on to the serious business here. Be a man fight right here. The expectation for violence and big spots in this one is off the charts. Simply put, you know a Fatal 4-Way match has a chance to be great when you make strong cases for all four participants to come out of the match with the title. While WWE has done well to work the real-life talk of Lesnar entertaining a UFC return against John Bones Jones into his wrestling storyline, adding a stipulation that Lesnar and Heyman would leave WWE with a title loss. In the end, it feels like a bit too quick and convenient. I think I look for the Beast to exit with the belt and hopefully a spinoff feud with Strowman, because the big money feud right now is Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman. Look what happened this past Monday night on Raw, for goodness sakes. They teased it. In order to get to it, Lesnar could walk out with the belt, and then somehow Strowman wins the latest contender match, and we could see that, and we could have those two headline the Raw exclusive pay-per-view No Mercy next month at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Imagine that. Lesnar and Strowman for the Universal Championship in the City of Angels. Can you imagine that? Oof. Big fight feel. WWE only put in place that stipulation once it confirmed with Lesnar that he would not be returning to UFC. Otherwise, it would be just way too convenient for that to happen. But kudos to WWE for playing off the hype of a Lesnar-Jones match that may happen one day, but just not now. There's only two ways this match goes. Either Lesnar retains the title, or possibly Samoa Joe gets, or Roman Reigns, in my opinion, gets the strap. Or Samoa Joe gets it. I mean, he's done a tremendous job since being elevated to the main event. And WWE could probably squeak out one final Reigns Strowman match next month before moving on. Lesnar Strowman is so money, but there's a possibility they might want to save that sucker for the Philadelphia in January for the Royal Rumble. So many ways this could go. I could go all night, but we don't have that kind of time. So I'm just gonna go short and sweet and to the point. Winner. This is one time I'm gonna go with my gut. Winner and still the Universal Champion. It's Brock Lesnar. But in my opinion, but in all honesty, I want Braun Strowman to win this match. And so does Michael Bullock. So with that being said, MF, your thoughts on the main event of SummerSlam?
Oh boy, I gotta say it. The expectation. Well, first off, this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be a very interesting pay-per-view, no doubt about it. This has a lot riding on it. You know, this has a WrestleMania feel in August. Being at the Barclays in Brooklyn, this is going to be a very interesting matchup when you got the Universal title, a fatal four-way to go down as possibly your main event. This has a lot of expectations and a lot of hype, to say the very least. Yes, the added caveat that if Lesnar loses the fight, that he's done, he leaves WWE, and like you said, the big money fight is him versus John Bones Jones. But the thing is that, remember, he failed a drug test by the United States Anti-Doping Agency, which means he's got to be suspended for 6 months. So at the earliest, this fight is not happening anytime soon. He's got to fight possibly in either March or April. But even WWE has said that he's committed to finishing out the contract, which the contract expires after WrestleMania. So, I'm sorry, I disagree. I think when it's all said and done, I believe that Brock Lesnar is walking out WWE Universal Champion still, in my eyes. So, I think Derek Ferreira also said that he believes Lesnar is going to win the title. I'm with him on that. I got Lesnar winning. Now, you want my overall thoughts about the show? I could give this about an 8 out of 10 as my expectation level, more than nothing else. So, you want that? There it is. Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Yeah, I mean, part of me really wants Braun Strowman to walk out of SummerSlam, the new Universal Champion. But in the end, I gotta go with Brock Lesnar, still the Universal Champion. I mean, just because of that whole thing with him still being suspended from the as part of that USADA. But here's another interesting thing that I found that could play a huge role in this. I heard rumors that that the Undertaker has been spotted in New York City. And there were times before that Roman Reigns had called out the Undertaker. So I think because of that, and I don't know if this could be true or not, maybe the Undertaker will show up at SummerSlam and maybe take Roman Reigns out of the Universal title picture. And who knows, maybe we could get one more match between these two just to give the Undertaker the win back. So I really don't know, but as Derek Ferrer would say, take it with a grain of salt. And as you would like to say, Anthony Florio, read into it what you will. So some very interesting.
Let me read something. Let me read something
go ahead.
into Will, Michael Bullock. And I didn't want to say this, but there's a rumor Taker's in New York.
So there's actually a chance we could see him at SummerSlam.
There's not only just a chance, he's been spotted in New York. He was on a plane from Houston to New York, and somebody, and now I can't confirm or deny, but somebody said that he was spotted at JFK Airport just tonight.
Boy, could you imagine what kind of a role The Undertaker could have at SummerSlam? Maybe have some kind of involvement with the Universal title match?
but I don't know. Or it could be for WWE 2K18. It could be for anything. It might not be for SummerSlam. It might not be WWE related, but he is there. That
We just
has
don't-
to. We just don't know at what capacity or why he's there. But he
Well-
is in New York.
Well, this is going to make people want to buy the WWE network, and if for any of you idiots that are still watching it on standard pay-per-view and forking over all that money, yeah, and of course, well, forget about the tickets; they're probably sold out. So, with this news, it's definitely going to make a lot of people tune into SummerSlam. So as far as this goes, Brock Lesnar will still be your Universal Champion. So, Twisted Angel, Dee Woodson, I give it to you.
I'm going to disagree with all of you. I'm going with Samoa Joe. I've heard some, I can't confirm them, but I've heard some rumors that they want to put the belt on Joe. But whether it actually happens Sunday night or not, I don't know. And whether Undertaker's involved in this match or not, don't know that either. But pretty much you have two feuds going on in this one match, because you pretty much have Strowman and Roman, and then you have Joe and Lesnar, and then of course we were teased Strowman and Lesnar Monday. So, you know, one of the dirt sheets I read actually said that they think Joe's finally going to choke out Lesnar. Well, we'll just have to kind of wait and see on that to see if that actually happens or not. But I'm going to go ahead and go with Samoa Joe on this as becoming our new Universal Champion. So I toss it to you, Florio.
Yes, and yep, Derek Ferreira has just posted the photo.
Yep, I just got it too.
Yep, he tagged me and Michael Bullock in the post. I think this is the photo that MF was talking about. So, very interesting to say the very least. So, all right.
And it definitely does make SummerSlam more interesting.
MF gave his excitement level as an 8 out of 10. So, really quick before we wrap up, MF said 8 out of 10 for SummerSlam. MF, real quick, what's your expectation level for the NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3? All right, I'll just move on to Michael Bullock.
I'm here. I'm sorry. You kind of said it best when you said it all the way back about an hour ago, that we were thinking about maybe 8.5 to 9 out of 10 for the expectation level. So I kind of was in that majority boat there. So there really isn't a need to talk about it, but you wanted me to talk about it, so here it is.
All right. So MF says 8.5 to 9 out of 10 for the NXT and 8 out of 10 for SummerSlam. Michael Bullock, what says you?
Yeah, for the NXT, I say the same thing. It's going to be an 8.5 to 9 out of 10. As far as the SummerSlam is concerned, I'm going to say this is going to be an 8 out of 10. I mean the matches. Most of the matches on here are going to be good. The only one think that's going to be a letdown is the this big cast, big show match is the only thing I'm not really looking forward to. So So there's, other than that, everything else is going to be either good to great. So so 8 out of, well, I'll reiterate again, 8.5 to 9 out of 10 for the NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3, and for SummerSlam it'll be an 8 out of 10. So,
all right, Dee Woodson, what says you?
I'm going to go at an 8 out of 10 on both shows.
All right, and I'm leaning more towards 8.5 to 9 for the Takeover, and about 8 out of 10 as well for the SummerSlam. Big show and big cast. The only match I'm really not looking forward to. Other than that, all the other matches, all have potential to be solid to good to great. So, all right, that's it. So, we want to thank you all so very much for tuning into this very special edition of the Wrestling Forum, our previews of NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3 and the 30th annual WWE SummerSlam. Of course, Sunday night, we're going to recap all of it. I don't know about TakeOver Brooklyn 3, but I do know SummerSlam. We will have our complete recap. It'll be over on MF's channel, Brace Fan 95. Looking forward to that. As always, we'll give you our complete
If you feel gamed, and I'm opening this to all four of you, to all three of you.
Yes.
Because I'm not doing anything on the weekend, and because I'm not doing anything on Saturday night, I can do an NXT recap tomorrow night. If you're gamed.
Bullock, Didi?
Thumbs up on Didi Woodson.
You say Bullock?
I think I'm in. I'm in.
You're in? All right.
Majority wins.
Would 11 o'clock be good enough for you guys tomorrow? Or do you want me to do it sooner?
I think 11 should be good because who knows how long this is going to go.
Very true.
Because we've seen it go longer than.
All right, Didi's nodding her head yes. Florio, you good for 11 tomorrow?
Absolutely.
Bullock good for 11 tomorrow?
Yep.
NXT TakeOver recap tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Brace Fan 95 confirmed. Let's go.
All right, so there you go. NXT TakeOver Brooklyn recap show, 11 p.m. tomorrow night, right here. It'll be on Brace Fan 95. And then Sunday night, immediately following SummerSlam, we will have our SummerSlam recap. And then Monday night, we'll sort it all out. Ridiculously Raw. We'll sort out the Raw side of things from SummerSlam. And my latest Tony's take on 205 Live and Impact Wrestling. I'm going to be honest with you. I was not impressed with either show. So there will not be a good review coming either way. And then Tuesday night, Cerebral Smack Talk. MF will have that. And we'll sort out the SmackDown Live side of things. Mikey's Mindset, Lucha Underground, ROH, and the whole 9 yards. So, all right. So that's it. So until tomorrow night for our NXT TakeOver recap over on MF channel, Brace Fan 95 at 11 tomorrow night. It's your ridiculously over good brother, Anthony Florio here for good old MF Michael Fletcher, for the Phenom Michael Bullock, and the Twisted Angel Didi Woodson. And, of course, in spirit, as always, the Hardcore Pipe Bomb, Falcon Striker 445, Derek Ferreira. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah, throw it up Fortune 4 style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed Saturday. Enjoy it all. And until tomorrow night for the TakeOver recap, you've been watching this very special edition of the Wrestling Forum, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3, and the 30th Annual SummerSlam Preview Show right here on the Tunnel 25 on YouTube.com. And remember, no matter what anyone tells you, wrestling is indeed actually real. Good night, everybody.